Right, good morning guys, hope you're well. This is our first show of 2025. It is the 6th of January today. Hope you've all had a good Christmas and a good New Year. We've started off with a bang, front cover of Modern Barber, January to March edition. So it's been a great 25 for us already. Yeah, we've got lots going on. We're speaking to Gary Spencer tonight. We're going to have him on the podcast. You know, we're just already getting into things, which is great. I hope you've all had a great start to the year already. We've got a new format we're going to do the show with. We've lost the artist spotlight. I'm just going to shout out artists as I see them come, but we're going to do a Pro Tools 101. So we're going to break down different tools each week, speak about them, go into it a little bit in-depth knowledge about them. And yeah, basically the same other than that. Bit of a spruce up on the channel, everything's a little bit cleaner, new graphics, stuff like that. So let's jump into it today. So first off, we made the cover of Modern Barber, January to March edition 2025. I'm absolutely ecstatic. This is it here if you haven't got it already. This is my glowing face on the front. Let me go over to Modern Barber and we'll have a look at the post that they put out. Honestly, I'm humbled. I'm incredibly grateful. That was winning the Dapper Dan and the Pro World Barber Series Barber of the Year that got me on the front cover. It's just been a great start to the year already, and hopefully we can keep rolling with this now. So this is the post that Modern Barber put out. So Modern Barber out now, January to March. This is the issue of Modern Barber is now live, featuring Dapper Dan brand cover Connor Evans to celebrate the 2024 Dapper Dan World Series champions. You can also find interviews with winners of the Modern Barber's Raw Talent Competition 2024. I was there watching that at Salon International. A brand new installment of MB on Tour where you can chat with all things Manifesto Mingle. The full Salon 24 review, a jam-packed styling and grooming feature courtesy of Chloe Weldon. Plus This Is Sean speaks to Reese Whitehouse and about drives him learning with to live in the moment. But you can also see features from Charlotte Grant West, Josie Nichols, Dal Shorty and Electra. There's a bit in there with Rye Lewis. There's lots of great content in this edition, so go and get yours today. I'm going to start leaving links on my story where you can go and follow the link and go and get your copy today. Yeah, obviously Modern Barber, biggest one in our industry, I would say, and it's amazing to grace the front cover. So if you guys are looking to get on the front cover, or it's an aspiration of yourself, or something you just would like to maybe get to at one point, you need to start entering competitions. So we're going to start off today's show with what competitions might get you there and get you pushed into the public eye. So entries are now open for the Modern Barber Barber of the Year, Barbershop of the Year. They have a trend image, they have a hero of the year, different categories like that. And this can really propel your career. So you've still got plenty of time to submit your entries for the Modern Barber Awards 2025, which will be taking place on Sunday, 18th of May in Birmingham. Everything's happening in the Midlands this year, with categories such as Best Business Leader, Best Newcomer, Best All-Round Barber, and something for everyone. So what are you waiting for? So I think you've got till the end of February 18th, I believe, just off the top of my head. You've got to get your entries in. So make sure you're in it. I've been in the finals of the Modern Barber before. It's a great competition to be just finalist in and to win. It's going to propel your career to the next level. So other competitions you can enter this year that are amazing. The Great British Barber Bash. They have Barber of the Year. Entries close on the 9th of February 2025. This will be taking part in London. You've got the Barber Battle, the Fastest Fade, the Barber Freestyle. Different competitions like that will get you noticed by industry peers. people that go the Great British Barber Bash. There'll be lots of different social media stuff around it. It's great to just get entered into these competitions, and obviously I'm working closely with the Great British Barber Bash this year. Like I say, we got Gary Spencer on tonight on the podcast, so make sure you look out over the next week, some coverage with that. He'll be sharing all the details of the Great British Barber Bash, what they do, what's coming up, so stay tuned for that one. But make sure you get your entries in for Barber of the Year. That's the Great British Barber Bash, Barber of the Year. Entries close 9th of February 2025. They also have Battle, Fastest Fade, and a Barber Freestyle, so sounds great. The One Shot Awards, that begins on the 7th of January. That is tomorrow. So comment 2025 for important updates. So are you ready? So you got to sign up for exclusive updates with you first to get all the important details. Don't miss out. This is sponsored from behindthechair.com, and this is the One Shot Awards. People like Daryl Starkey have won this before. It's a great competition to win, and this really will propel your career. The Hair and Beauty Manchester Hair and Beauty Awards entries now open. So this is one I've not heard of before, but it came on my feed. So if you're not in it, you can't win it. 2025 entries are now open via the website. We can't wait to update you with more information about the second Manchester Hair and Beauty Awards. Good luck, queens and kings, because obviously kings are in hairdressing and barbering as well. So get your entries in. I'm just going to give a shout out to the rising star Montel Campbell. He got shouted out by Barber Evo this week, a competitor to Modern Barber. You know, they're probably the two biggest in the UK, Europe, and across the globe. Modern Barber's always been slightly my favourite, but you know what? Barber Evo, a great magazine too. So rising star Montel Campbell got shouted out. So Barber Evo, the shouting out Montel Campbell. Let's kick off the new year with Barber Evo's first UK edition of this year's Rising Star. Meet Montel Fades, the newest Rising Star, shaking up the barbering world in Barber Evo, UK and Ireland. From breaking barriers to building his brand, Montel's passion for barbering and drive to succeed have taken him to incredible heights. As a mentor and educator and artist, he's redefining what it means to be a leader in the industry. This is a quote from him. Barbering gave me the purpose, and now I want to help the next generation discover their new potential. So want to learn more about Montel's rise to success? Tap the link in the bio to read all his feature in Barber Evo. So make sure you get your edition today. Right. So if 2025 is the year of becoming a barber or learning to become a barber, or you know a close family friend, or just anyone that you know, an acquaintance, an associate that wants to become a barber, if you refer them to the London School of Barbering, you can get in on the referral scheme. So do you know someone who dreams of becoming a barber? Earn £200 for every person you refer. So refer them to us and we'll reward you with a £200 straight into your bank as a thank you. Plus they'll receive £100 off their course to help kickstart their journey. It's a win-win. Spread the word and help someone achieve their goals today. I am forever telling people London School of Barbering is a great course if you want to go down and do that if you're within the area. They've got one in Manchester as well. I know people that have gone through it who are incredible barbers, so I thought, do you know what? This is a great thing to shout out. I probably will send people there, and start generating some money in 2025. So help kickstart their career at the London School of Barbering. You'll get £200 referral. So it's simple. Refer a friend who's passionate about barbering. They'll join one of our courses. You'll get £200 as a thank you. Spread the word and help someone achieve their dream while you enjoy a little extra cash. It's a win-win for everybody. So TPOB, my favourite clipper last year. I think it's one of the best clippers to ever grace the barbering industry. They're about to drop a foil. Now this looks cool. The head doesn't come off this like the cap. The safety cap doesn't come off. So I don't know if it's a 1 foil, a 2 or a 3. I would imagine just to keep up, you would need to have at least 2 heads on your foils. We obviously shown a Chemi one last year that have got 3 heads. I think that's excessive. 1 head like the JRL, not 100% sure it can compete, although it's been performing well for one of my stylists. But the TPOB, let's see what it Let's see what it has to offer. The one thing I do like, it's got rubber grips. I think that's good. Interesting to see the price point on this. But yeah, it looks like they're going to drop a foil, obviously in line with their branding. So that is the foil shaver from TPOB. Not sure when it's dropping, but I'll keep you guys updated. If you're looking for a new pair of scissors this year, Leaf, amazing scissors. I've used them a lot. I spoke to Steve quite a lot, a great guy. Hopefully get him on the podcast this year to have another catch up. But they're doing discounts from 360 down to 280. That's a scissor and a texturizer. That's a straight scissor and a texturizer. So they've bundled up 2 more of our collections, so you can now buy a scissor and texturizing scissor together at an incredible price. Swipe through to explore the incredible bundles designed to suit you. So you can get the pink edition bundles, the pure steel duo bundles. Your choice, your style, your planet. With Lee Scissors, you're investing in tools that give back. Which bundles are you eyeing up? Let us know in the comments. So one of them you can get for £300 that was supposed to be £440, and the other one you can get for £280, which is supposed to be £360. That's great savings. Why not? So better Salon and Joel_UK. So if you never had a pair of Joel, it was one of my first starting off clippers. They used to be massive in the hairdressing and barbering industry. Not so well known these days with many competitors, but Joel have always made a good scissor. So Better Salon are kicking off the new year with a fabulous deal for January and February. We're excited to announce our exclusive scissor sale featuring up to 15% off top brands like Joel, Jaguar. Really think they're amazing for a starter scissor. Keisho and Passion. Whether you're looking to upgrade your toolkit to find the perfect pair to suit your cutting style, and now the time to invest in quality, shop now and snip away at those prices. So that's Better Salon for 15% discount in January and February. Joel, I can rate. Jaguar, I can rate. Passion, some of the lads in here have got some. And Keisho, you know, every pair of scissors mentioned there, there's a pair in here. So, you know, you can't go wrong. While I've got 20% off New Year sale using the code WHILE20. Remember, if you go down in my description, I've got discount codes for barber blades. Make sure you use that. Hit me up for any other discounts. I've got Amazon associate links that you can get some discount on, and I can start generating some feedback if you use my link. But make sure you use the barber blades. Loads of people are using it. They're getting 10% discount. It's great for them. You get a saving. Great for me. I get a saving and get some points, and it's great for barber blades because they get the sale. But if you want to buy direct from Weil in 2025, they've got 20% off on almost everything. It's funny because none of these models here on the front page I would say would be a professional clipper, and this one looks like it's sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze there. This is one of the you know, like a massage gun. I didn't even know Weil did something like this, but you can get 20% off if you do. All of these are probably retail clippers, but if you go through, it says it's got saving on almost everything. So hopefully it's got 20% off on your professional clippers also. So that's pretty much it for the news this week, because obviously we haven't got loads going on. It's been Christmas. It's you know, the new year, you know, people are just gearing up, people are just getting started. And it is difficult, you know, like getting back into the swing of things. So just keep going with it. January is sometimes a difficult month for most, but like I say, we've started off with a bang. Keep your heads up because, you know, it's going to be a great year in 2025. And again, I just want to say thank you to Dapper Dan, thank you to Pro World Barber Series, thank you for Modern Barber, all putting me on the front cover. It's been incredible. We've got lots to go this year. Again, the podcast is going to go. Going to try and get different people on that. We've got, I'm doing education with Insight this year, going to work with Olivia Garden. Got so much going on, it's incredible. And if you haven't got your copy, make sure you go get your edition today. So that's it, styling it out with Connor Evans on the front. Right, so the hot topic today, should kids' haircuts cost the same as adults in 2025? Yes or no? 100% yes. I hate doing kids' hairs. For me, I personally charge the same as a kid's hair as I would an adult. It takes longer, it's more difficult, and it's a lot, I just think it's a lot more of a harder haircut, and it's a lot more of a client to satisfy, because you're not just satisfying the child and giving them a clean, fresh fade. You've got the parent normally hovering over you, which gives you a little bit of added pressure. The kid's moving everywhere, and the mum says she wants a foil fade and it needs to be pristine, and the kid's head's going like that. So for me, personally, I charge the same as an adult as I would a kid, and it is definitely needs to have a price increase, is what I would say anyway. But I've got a video to play and we'll come back and talk about it after. Yeah, it's just a really, it's a bizarre pricing structure for kids. Let's say that. It's just because they think they're younger and they have smaller heads and everything like that, that it should be less. But you know what? Is what it is at the minute.
Kid's haircut costs the same as an adult's haircut? I have an easy answer, and the answer is yeah, it should. It's actually harder to do. I think of it this way, and this is from 36 years of being a hairdresser. If you and I were to go out and play darts, we've got a dartboard, we're throwing darts, it's really hard to hit that bullseye. Now let's take that target and let's make the entire dartboard smaller and start moving it around. Now how easy is it to hit that center bullseye? It's not. It's a lot of work to do a kid's haircut. There were moments that I actually felt like I should charge more for it. But to answer the question, I charge the same for a kid's haircut as I do for an adult's haircut. And the bottom line is, as I've talked about it before, and I sing this out loud, all my services, regardless of what they are, is a charge of time. 30-minute appointments, 60-minute appointments, it does not matter what I'm doing. I cost a certain amount per hour because I'm worth that much per hour. So I hope this helps. I don't charge any more or less for a kid's haircut. It's the same price as an adult. Peace.
I think that was a great breakdown of why he charges the same amount as an adult's haircut as a kid's. And it's the exact same as me. Like, you book out an hour, it's going to take me an hour to cut that child's hair, that kid's hair. Now, I personally charge by time rather than service. And if it costs you, if it takes me an hour, whether it's a child, an OAP, it's all the same to me. So I still have to book out that hour. And I'm obviously based in the UK, but if you look at most salons or high-end salons in the US, they price by time, not by service. And it's a great way of thinking about how much your prices should be going into 2025. Time is a key factor on the price of your service, or it's a key factor in how you price your services, shall I say. Because again, a kid's haircut takes an hour. Some people might be able to get it out in 45 minutes, but you could probably then get an adult's haircut out in 45 minutes. I don't like to rush it myself, but it takes me as long as it's going to take me. So I don't want to then receive a lesser payment for booking out the same amount of time. And at the moment, we obviously have in the UK a different pricing structure for kids. A lot of parents, shall we say, will expect a child's haircut in 2025 for around £10. And with everything going up, bills going through the roof, I just don't see how people can carry on keeping your prices low for kids' haircuts and giving the same amount of time as an adult. I think something needs to change, but if you definitely look at how you price for your time rather than the service, this will give you a great opportunity about how to think about pricing overall and pricing in general. You need to be paid for the time you're booked out and not necessarily for the service. This is honestly a really, really winning way of booking out time and pricing services and giving your expertise and skill set to a client, let's say. So that's the hot topic this week. I think, yes, kids should be charged the same as adults, but let me know your thoughts. Drop some comments down in the comment box, in the description below. You know, I want to hear your thoughts on whether kids should be the same price as adults. Please let me know. So we're now heading on to our new section of the show, which is the Pro Tools 101. This is a new in-depth section where we start looking at different tools each week. I may have some of these tools, I may not, but today we're going to look between the difference between a cricket brush and a vent brush. Now this is quite basic, but we're going to start off with basic knowledge and we're going to get into different things later down the line. So if you don't know the difference between a cricket brush and a vent brush, this is a vent brush. So all of my brushes at the moment are Olivia Garden. Absolutely incredible. All of 2024 I was talking about Olivia Garden. It's incredible. So that is a vent brush. You can see that it's got like holes through here to disperse the hair. It's normally like a square or a rectangular model. This Charm one has a bit of a longer handle, shall we say, and this one is incredible. This would cost you about £15. So this is a cricket brush. So the difference between that is obviously the size and the shape. One's more of a rectangle and the other one's square. They tend to have a little bit of the same sort of bristles on it, except they're a little bit more pronounced on the vent brush, but they're pretty much the same bristles. So you can get different variations of the vent brush. You can get different variations of the cricket brush. This is an anti-static one. Now, we will go through in a second and read a little bit about why you would want one and not the other. So cricket brushes and vent brushes are great, but the difference is if you run in like a basic analogy, if you are blow drying hair and the air is going through, say if you're got the hairdryer here and the air is going through that and you're sort of blow drying your client's hair, right? The air goes through these little grooves in the vent brush and it gets dispersed. So it creates texture and volume. It creates movement. So it's not as smooth. If you were using something like a Denman brush, you wouldn't have these grooves along the body of the brush. And what that would do, that would allow the air to be pushed smoothly through the brush. But because you have these grooves, the air goes through and it creates texture and volume. So stuff like anything like a messy, a quiff, anything off the face, you know, even down onto the face, you know, like a longish fringe, stuff like that. Vent brushes are great, really, really good. They create a lot of texture and a lot of volume for the desired style. Something like a cricket brush, if you've got fine hair and you want to put a little bit of volume into it, cricket brushes are great. They're great for like giving you a round sort of look. So a lot of cricket brushes are used by women's hairdressers for blow dries and stuff. You can get different shapes, sizes, bodies, bristles, everything like that. You get a lot of metal ones, anti-static ones. But these ones are great. I really like this because it allows me to pick the client's hair up off the scalp, even if it is fine, and give it like some nice volume, but also smooth it out at the same time. So I like to have a different range of brushes in my toolkit. I've got this, which is my Olivia Garden. They say it's like a detangler, which is amazing for detangling. I've never used anything like it, but you can also use it as a bit of a blow dry brush also. This has got an anti-static, so it's got little mini bristles or spokes, whatever you want to call it, like the cricket brush and like the vent brush. But in here, you've got mini anti-static bristles, which help smooth over the hair. And with every Olivia Garden brush, you've got the bit that pops out at the end, and you can put that on like that, and then that allows you to pick the hair up. That's like a thing by Olivia Garden. Amazing. Right, so that's that, and then obviously that's like the cricket brush, but it's more of an anti-static one, so it won't pull as much. You can get finer hairs. Some people just prefer different things. So I've got a little page on it on how to pick a hairbrush, so we'll go into that now. So how to pick a hairbrush. When picking a hairbrush, there are a few things to consider. After all, the best hairbrush for creating volume probably won't be the same as the best brush for smoothing straight hair. So before you pick the same type of hairbrush for every client, consider hair type, hair condition, hairstyle, and brush size. So hair type, is it thick and curly or fine but long? What brush will help you manage their hair best? Hair condition, do they have very damaged hair or brittle hair? You might need to use a gentle brush to help protect it from breakage. Hairstyle, does your client want sleek or straight hair? Or would they prefer if you created some texture and movement? If you have natural curls, this will break up and keep them defined. So brush size, particularly when it comes to barrel brushes, different sizes can have a big impact on the results. Be aware of what effect the hairbrush material and type of pins it has and the shape of the brush will have on the hair before you put it into action. So there's a lot to actually consider before you actually pick up a brush and use it on your stylist's hair. Now, I've obviously been in the industry for 15 years, so I kind of know that that's my go-to brush for that hairstyle, but it is understanding your products, and this is why we're doing Pro Tools 101. We're getting you to understand the product, the tools, and why you use them. So the hairbrush types every hairdresser or barber needs in their kit. So having a good selection of different hairbrushes will make your job so much easier. We've picked out 5 types of hairbrushes we think every hairdresser and their kit shouldn't have. So a detangling brush, that's like my golden Olivia Garden brush. So this is the best brush for wet hair and removing knots. So whatever type or style your client are dealing with, every hairdresser needs to have a good detangling brush. I can honestly say the one from Olivia Garden is amazing. Detangling brushes are specifically designed to help gently tame knots without painful tugging. So look out for brushes with flexible bristles. Now, obviously this is here, look, you can bend around knots without tearing them. The Olivia Garden Eco Hair Paddle Detangling Brush comes with the added benefit of ion charge bristles to add further shine. That's exactly like this one. It's got the ion bristles in here, and this is like the brand new version of it. This is honestly incredible. It's probably cost you about 20 quid, but they used to have these other ones, and it wasn't Olivia Garden. I used to use the, what do you call them now? Like a really well-known detangler, but this blows it out of the water, so I highly recommend that. Come see me at Salon International or Barber Connect this year if you go in, and I should be on the store like selling these. I can talk to you about it, you know, if you're interested in brushes and stuff. So that's the detangler and the paddle brush, amazing tool. So a ball bristle brush, that was kind of more what I was referencing, but yeah, definitely get the Olivia Garden one. It's kind of 2-in-1. So blow dry brushes, best brush for creating volume. So for hairdressers, your arm really isn't complete without a trusty blow drying brush and in your hand. Yes, that round or radial brushes are staple brush type is an understatement, but are you sure you're using the right blow dry brush for your client? So there's plenty to take into consideration. The barrel size can have a big effect on the results you want to achieve. So whether you want big curls or soft waves or tight flicks. For thick, coarse hair in need of smoothing, use a thermal brush with synthetic bristles, such as the Head Jog retaining radial brush, the Denman Head Jog Hugger hot curl brush. So these are giving you examples of which one you can, which has an hourglass shaped ceramic barrel. So again, Olivia Garden have some amazing. So when dealing with fine or damaged hair, use a thermal blow dry brush. This might cause unnecessary damage. A wood or plastic brush like the Cricut brush radial will be gentler. Olivia Garden Eco Hair Combo brush features a soft ion charged bristles that help care for the hair cuticle. That's the one I showed you that looked like the Cricut brush, but had the different ball bristles on it. So a paddle brush, if you like that. I don't often use a paddle brush, but it is good to have it in your arsenal. And this is a vented brush, exactly like the one we were going on about. So the best brush for quick dry and fine to straight hair. So the Humble, this is normally how you would see a vent brush on the generalized market. The Olivia Garden one is the best one I've used. It's just really well made, but obviously the Olivia Garden one's about a tenner, and these you can pick up for a couple £. Like, look, they're like a fiver. The Denman ones, Denman's always really good. So the Humble vented brush might seem a little basic, but they can be incredibly handy, ideal for use with hair. With a hairdryer, the vents help with air circulation for speedy drying time. They might not get you the silky smooth results like the barrel brush does, but if you want more of a natural tousled feel to the hair, a vent brush is just what you need. Amazing. I use a vent brush on 65% of my clients, I would say. What's more, your vent brush doesn't have to be anything fancy. The Denman, this is the one they're shouting out, the large vent brush and Cricut fast flow brush are among the best sellers, and they're less for £5. Let us know what you think and which type of hairbrush you cannot survive without this week. So for me, I would have to say the vent brush and the Cricut brush, but let's just go through that again. 5 hairbrushes every hairdresser needs: the detangling brush, the ball bristle brush, the blow dry brushes, a range of them, different sizes, the paddle brush and the vent brush. If you've got all of them, you're going to be set up for any hairstyle or any haircut that comes through your shop. So really enjoyed that today. That was a Pro Tools 101, and let's get on to a bit of Q&A. So I recently purchased a magic clip and it came in a black box. Is this fake? No, it's not fake. Well, I don't know if it's fake, but the black boxes were on the old edition of the magic clip. Sorry, not the old edition. They changed the packaging last year. It's the exact same clipper, it's just in the old packaging. It's not an old clipper, it's exactly the same. It's just in the old packaging. But if you haven't cracked it out of the box already, you could potentially send it back to your supplier and tell them you want the new packaging. Realistically, there's no difference at all. It's just in a new packaging, which is like grey, and it's a smaller box. But I only started getting them last year, and initially when I got the grey boxes, I thought it was fake, and I only got them directly from Wow. But when I won the competition, but when I bought a couple last year, they did come in the black boxes. So they probably have stock they need to get through. It's exactly the same clipper, it's just not the new packaging. But that will all change in 2025 when they run out of the old packaging stock. But if you are unhappy, you can take it back to your supplier or ask them to change it for the new packaging. So as we're speaking, I'm getting loads of people order from Barber Blades. I've had 2 or 3 this weekend, which is incredible. Make sure you use that 10%, especially if you're looking for new products in 2025. So realistically, the TPOB is just the same as the JRL Onyx. So how can it be your best pick for the clipper of the year 2024? Yes, you're not wrong. The TPOB play is very similar to the JRL Onyx. They are made in the same factory, but they're not exactly the same. The JRL Onyx has a circular or oval barrel, which I absolutely hate. It's got a material which slips out of my hand. The body is made of like, it's a well-made plastic, but I actually get quite sweaty hands, especially when I'm trimming or I've got like a really important haircut in and I'm sweating a little bit. So I always find I don't have the grip. So personally for me, it is very different. The blades are different. So it's got a new blade. It's got the TPOB blade on it. I can't remember what it is, but that's different to the JRL Onyx. It's got a square body, which is a lot better, and it's a lot more of a classic shape. It's got the grips on it, which are amazing. The grips are really, really good, and you can change the body and the grips. It's also got the branding behind it, and it comes with a stand. Yeah, and it also comes with the TPOB clipper guards. So it is a similar clipper, but the JRL Onyx was one of the best selling clippers last year, the normal one and the Ghost. So if it's anything like that, how can it be a bad clipper? And it's my preferred clipper of 2024 because it's the more of a classic shape, the better grips, the better branding, the blade's better than the JRL Onyx, in my professional opinion. So that's why it's my top clipper of 2024. So many people text me on New Year's Day for a haircut, what is with people? Well, that's not really a question, but I do understand that. It's interesting because my mum, she's renovating her house at the minute, and she had an appointment with her kitchen supplier on New Year's Day. Home base was open. New Year's Day in the UK, especially here in Coventry, is not like it used to be. People do have... People do open up their shops now. We are a more multicultural society. It used to be where we used to have Christmas Day off, Boxing Day and New Year's Day. No one would trade, but people have sales. It's hard to keep your shop running. So if people have the day off, sometimes you want to open, you know, so you get sales generated. So then customers may think you might be open on New Year's Day. You're not the only one. I had messages. My phone is actually connected to our booking system, which is quite annoying, which I forget to change all the time. So yeah, my phone was going on New Year's Day, so you're not the only one. But look, don't be upset people are ringing you for a haircut. Be upset if they're not ringing you. I'm 2 years into barbering. I'm getting to grips with everything but fading. I'm really struggling to find my flow. Any tips to overcome this? So it is difficult with fading because you can't necessarily learn to fade on a doll's head because it's just not the same. You can learn to scissor cut, scissor over comb. You can use styling tips on a doll's head, but fading is one of them things that fading and shaving is one of them things that you really need to do on people. The only thing I can do and advise you to do is get a process, get a step-by-step guide so you're not doing a different thing on every person's head. In basic, there's different things because of a different head shape and different hair type that you may have to accommodate for, but predominantly you're going to put your skin line in, you're going to blend that out, you're going to do your one, you're going to blend that out, you're going to put your two in, you're going to blend that out. So make sure you follow a process, and once you start following a process and you go, right, this is my process, the more you do, the better you're going to get and the quicker you're going to get over time. But again, it's not fading the more time you put in learning, the quicker you're going to do it, and the more confident you do it, and the quicker you're going to become. So the only best bit of advice I can give you is get a process, keep following that process, accommodate it where needed to head shape, hair type, hairstyle, but just keep practicing, keep doing it on friends, family, giving free haircuts out. That's the best bit of advice I can give you. And it will all come together. It will do. You just wake up one day and you're able to fade. So just keep going at it. And if you're only 2 years in, that's still quite young within the industry. It took me a good year or two to learn how to fade properly. And my quote of the year, 2024 and 2025, my quote of the year is, you work for 5 years in hairdressing and barbering to know how bad you are. And what I mean by that is, when you get 5 years into the industry, you look at other stylists and you look at other barbers and hairdressers and you go, wow, they are incredibly talented. And you realize that your 5 years in the industry is quite a small amount compared to these other hairdressers and barbers. It takes you 5 years to really realize the skill level you're at and how much you need to improve to get to the next level. So yeah, being 5 years in the industry, you realize how bad you are. And that is my quote of 2025. So are you looking to add some more chairs to the shop this year? Yes. So actually at the minute, we've got 6 Balmonts in here, green. I know you can't see it. We're in the middle of the shop, but I've got 2 here. And then I've got 3 in view. I've got 1 behind me. So we're looking to add another couple on this side. We've got like a whole section through here. So we're going to add another 2 barber chairs, hopefully a new hairdresser this year. So we're going to have 8, 9, 10, maybe 10 stylists, 11 stylists, 2 baristas, because obviously in front of this, we've got a fully fledged coffee shop as well. Yeah, we are trying to, we can't really expand the shop as such, but we're trying to move stuff around to accommodate more chairs in the shop. So, you know, if you're ever in Coventry, you're watching this, you're a subscriber of the channel or a fan of the channel, the socials, come down, pop your head in, make yourself known. We are literally in Coventry City Centre, so if you're ever popping through, anyone's more than welcome to pop into Men's Grooming Company. So that was a great show for today. That is our first show of 2025. Really enjoyed it. Make sure you get your edition of Modern Barber this year and see yours truly on the front cover. Amazing, really humbled. Thank you for all the support in 2024. It's going to be a great 2025. And let's finish with my quote of the year. When you've done 5 years in hairdressing and barbering, you realise how bad you are. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next week. Make sure you stay tuned and have a look out for the Gary Spencer podcast. He's the founder of the Great British Barber Bash. That will be hopefully uploaded sometime this week because we're recording tonight. Take care, guys.